Hey guys, my name is Marcella Dominguez and I welcome you back to my channel. So if you don't already know, October is a very exciting month for me because yes, I do turn 1 year older and I have some goodies to unpack today. Even if you don't care at all, but you're curious and you just want to know what I received, well, I'm going to show you 3 things. And of course, with trademarks on the mind, I couldn't help but tie that into trademark law. If you're curious, then join me, come in, watch what I'm about to show you, because it's pretty fun. And who doesn't like to receive birthday gifts on their birthday or even throughout their birthday month? So gift number 1 was actually these goodies right here. So I got the Coach perfume and it is the floral scent. I also got another Coach perfume, which I already opened and you can see in another video, which is the Coach Dreams perfume. So tell me in the comments below if you guys own one of these perfumes, because I want to know which one was your favorite, floral or dreams, floral or dreams. But I also received 2 other perfumes. One of them is the Versace. Do you say Versace or Versace?
Versace.
I know some people say Versace and other people say Versace. And this is the Bright Crystal perfume. And then I also received the Jimmy Choo perfume. So who doesn't love to receive perfume on their birthday? So this is really exciting because I actually received these as part of an ambassador program. Now, if you're wanting to buy one of these scents, then make sure you scroll down into the description below, or you can purchase them at Macy's. But for right now, I wanted to tie this into trademark law because I was asking myself, gosh, like, what do all of these perfumes have in common? Tell me in the comments below what you think they have in common. Because listen, I'm about to tell you what I think. Coach did not start off as a perfume. If you know what Coach started off as, then tell me in the comments below. But this is very important to the trademark lesson that I wanted to tie into these perfumes today. Coach definitely started out with handbags. So everybody recognized the Coach symbol because it was written just like you see it here. So this is very iconic for Coach, and I remember walking down the street and seeing everybody with a Coach purse. At least at where I went to school, a lot of people were concerned with name brands, and even in my town, people are very into, a couple of years ago, they were very into Michael Kors and Coach, and they had Coach shoes. But anyway, all that to say that Coach did not start with perfume or with fragrances. So that led me to the point of, are you starting your brand with the intention of starting a perfume, or is your brand going to evolve eventually to the point where you want to have perfumes? Now let me give you another example. Jimmy Choo. Now Jimmy Choo did not start off with a fragrance either. Jimmy Choo started off with shoes. I love saying that name, Jimmy Choo. So again, this is my point, that as your business starts to evolve and expand, you eventually might grow into selling other types of products. So if, for example, you are selling clothing, you might expand into a perfume line. But I want this video today to be about how are you going to start a perfume line. Now, this is the Coach Dreams perfume. And again, Coach did not start off with perfume. What do you think Coach started off with? Tell me in the comments below. I always forget that you can't take off this top like this because it has a little, gosh, I'm gonna spray myself in the face. See that little white circle right there? I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, so in today's video, I definitely want to talk to you about how to start a perfume line. So if you're somebody who wants to start a perfume line, you're either like person A or you're like person B. Person A says, I know I want to start a perfume line, let's go straight into perfumes. Now, Karen Huger is a perfect example. Now, I am a fan of the Housewives shows, and if you watch it too, you'll know that the Housewives of Potomac has one cast member by the name of Karen Huger. And she went straight into a fragrance line, a perfume line. And maybe we should have Karen on as a podcast guest so she can explain in depth what creating the perfume was like. But if you watch the show, you will see that her journey consisted of smelling lots of different fragrances. Throughout the course of time, she was advised by her partner or someone who appeared to be her partner about how to mix them, maybe what to mix together, and then of course she gave her input as to what she liked as it was combined. Now, one thing that Karen Huger did not touch on, or maybe she did but the show didn't capture it, was how the formalities of starting that perfume line. So of course, as a business lawyer, I definitely want to let you know that you should be establishing some sort of entity for your your perfume line. You're not going to own this perfume line or start a perfume brand under your personal name. You could, but there is a lot of liability involved. So if you're interested in finding out what the differences between an LLC and a DBA or a sole proprietorship are, then make sure that you watch this video right here. But I will tell you that in a nutshell, having an LLC or some kind of corporate entity is going to protect you. It's going to protect your personal assets from being attacked in the event that a lawsuit is filed against you. In the case of Jimmy Choo, I'm sure that he already had an entity established when he created his shoe brand and it eventually evolved into perfumes. You might be asking yourself, well, can I do that? Can I expand into other products and still be protected with my LLC or my corporation? The answer to your question is that expanding into other products typically is covered by your LLC or your business. So if you're somebody who wants to sell, shoes at first and then clothing and then you want to sell perfume, well, you're asking yourself, is all of that going to be covered under my LLC? And as long as you have the same business purpose throughout the life cycle of your LLC or your corporation, then you should be covered for all of these products. Now, does the same hold true for a trademark? Let's say, for example, that Versace is a perfect example. Versace also started as a clothing brand, right? We all have heard of Gianni Versace and his beautiful clothing down the runways of Italy and in France. So when he started, he was definitely selling clothing. Now ask yourself, does Gianni Versace automatically get covered with trademark protection when he starts selling perfume? The answer is no. When Gianni Versace started selling perfume, if perfume was not mentioned in his initial trademark application, then he is not going to be covered under perfume. If you want to be protected in other products from a trademark perspective because you plan on evolving and selling more and more things, then make sure that you are covered under the identification of goods and services for those goods. Now let's say that in year 1 you have no idea what you're going to be selling in year 10. Well, it's normal to continue to file more and more trademark applications as your product line evolves. So no, I don't expect you to file everything at one time. Again, what do all of these perfume companies have in common? Well, they didn't all start off as perfume lines. So I want you to understand that you might be like person A who is absolutely sure that they want to start off a perfume line. You want to go out there, you want to establish an LLC, you want to file a trademark under a perfume line. But you could also be like person B. And person B is the person who wants to start off with the clothing line. Or maybe you just want to sell the products and services of other people, but it's under your own brand. And so in that case, you might not be selling perfume for years down the line under your own name. And that's okay. But I want you to understand that it is usually okay to expand your products and services offering under an LLC or an entity, whatever entity you choose. Whereas with trademarks, it is very, very different. You need to ask yourself if you are covered under the products that you will be selling in the future. Because if the answer is if you haven't mentioned perfume in the original application, then you might not be covered for this, and it might be time for you to seek help to file a new application that mentions perfumes. So do you want to know what these perfumes smell like? Let's open them up. Let's take a look. And here is the iconic Versace symbol. I don't know if you can understand what I mean by it smells fancy, but let's see. What other descriptive terms can I use to describe? Oh, I imagine that this is what it might smell like in the luxurious and exclusive parties of Milan or France, or, some fancy after party smells like this for people who like to spend money on their accessories and their goods. This smells very good. This smells very expensive. Gosh, this Coach Dreams one definitely smells really, really good also. Since I want to be able to breathe, I'm not going to spray every single perfume. Otherwise, I'm going to have to leave the room and stop this video right now. But, ooh, this smells really good. Here, I'm going to spray one that way. This perfume right here has a tiny little spritzer right in the middle of the flower petal. So it's not as obvious where it is. So you might be inclined to pull the top off thinking that you're supposed to. But you're not. It's below. I always forget that. So anyway, if this video was helpful and I helped you explain the difference between having an LLC and having a trademark for your perfume line, then make sure you give me a thumbs up down below and that you subscribe. So my question to you is, do you know where to go to find the right form? Well, lucky for you, I have included the link right here so you don't really have to go and look for it at the USPTO.gov website. Don't get lost in the millions of forms that there are to file, because it can get a little confusing. So scroll down into the description where I have included the link for you in case you want to do it yourself. Again, if you have any questions, then make sure that you let us know. It doesn't cost any money to send us an email. So make sure that you send us your questions. And again, if you remember the years that I mentioned as being very important and critical to the renewal process, then tell me in the comments below what they were. This is a quiz, so make sure you tell me in the comments, and it should be a number, and that is your hint. So if this video was helpful and you learned more than you knew before you started watching, make sure to give me a thumbs up and also to hit the red subscribe button below so you can be notified of when I release more useful videos like this one. I look forward to seeing you and your questions in my inbox.